Welcome back to DS Trucks. In today's video, we're going to be talking about maintenance of a diesel versus maintenance of a gas. And we have oil right here. We've got both oil changes right here. We're due for an oil change on both of these trucks at the same time. And we're going with AMSOIL this time around. So for our AMSOIL, what we've got is our 0W40. We've got 4 gallons of it. We're going to use, I think, 3.5 gallons. We're going to have some left over for topping off. And we've got a brand new AMSOIL filter for the diesel. And this one's great because it's 99% efficient at 20 microns, which is better than OEM. I don't know how much better than OEM, but it is apparently better than OEM. The good thing about this filter is it's rated for 25,000 miles or 1 year. I don't think I'm ready to do that with my diesel, but with the gas, I am ready to run 1 year oil changes. They're not quite 25,000 miles, but I am getting 1 year out of an oil change because I only use this truck for work. I only use it for work, and the miles most certainly stay under 25,000 miles. We cut lawns. There's a lot of short trips. Now, as far as the oil life monitor, we are well under 25,000 miles. We're actually closer to 2,500 miles, and the oil life monitor will typically go off after 1 year and 2,500 miles. So the oil life monitor does work. A lot of people say they don't work, but I think the oil life monitors do work on these newer trucks. Now we're going to be doing the oil changes on both these trucks back to back, side by side, just to see the difference. Now the difference in price, the diesel is way more expensive. This oil from AMSOIL, I have to double check. Let me pull up my phone real quick so I can pull up the invoice and we can see how much the difference in price is. Hold 1 second. All right, guys, so I got the invoice pulled up from AMSOIL, and this whole package with both trucks cost me $298 for just the oil change for both trucks. Now, the diesel oil by itself was $140, guys, just for the oil, not with the filter. The filter was $26.99, so $27. So $140, $150, $160, $167 for the oil and filter just for the diesel truck. Compare that to the Hot Shot Secrets. There's Tom Brown. He's texting me right now. But according to the this oil is actually cheaper than the Hot Shot Secret oil by a little bit. Just the Hot Shot Secret oil by itself is $160 at the time that I ordered it. I don't know if that went up or not. It might have actually gone up because of the current situation with the economy. That might have went up a little bit, so check on that. But yeah, this oil, now if you use my discount code for the Hot Shot Secret, that might help a little bit with the price. I'm not sure how much that will help, but we'll see. I think 10%, but I don't know if I think I got the 10% off when I got it too. So anyway, so that's the cost of the diesel. Now here's the kicker. For the gas engine, the oil was $71 and the filter was $14. So $70, $80, $85, $86 just for the full synthetic oil. So you know you got the protection if you're going 1 year or if you're going 25,000 miles. If you're brave enough to do it, I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure the oil can do it, and I'm sure the filters can do it from AMSOIL. They're very reputable. It's not like, you know, they're dishonest about anything. It's a gas engine. It's not like the diesel where you can get fuel in the oil and all this kind of stuff from it doing regens and things like that. With the gas engine, you probably could get the full ratings from this oil. I don't know. I've never actually done it, but I will say this, like I've said before, I run the 1 year. But anyway, we're gonna do both oil changes on both trucks, starting with this F250. See you guys underneath the truck. All right, but before I jump under the truck, I like to open up the hood. But before that, I like to warm up the engine. So I did warm up the engine for a minute. I like to open up the hood and I like to pull up the dipstick just a little bit, just like that. That allows air to flow back into the crankcase, allowing the oil to flow out quicker and smoother. You can also pop this cap loose, same effect. more air into the motor, you can just set it there. I like to just set it there, and we can go underneath and drain our oil. See you guys underneath. All right guys, so here we are underneath the truck. No floor jack because we're dealing with the truck. Able to get up under here without lifting. Here's the oil filter wrench. Hopefully it fits. I'm not sure if this is the right one, but I hope it is. Here is our wrench. We've got a 17 mil. I believe it is a 17 mil. Well, I hope it is because I'm filming. But anyway, I don't think the order matters, which way you take which one you take off first, whether the filter or the plug. Gotta be careful because you're right by the hot cats and you have to warm up the engine if you want to get a good drain out of it. The oil filter wrench, does it fit? It kind of looks like it will. So let's start with the oil filter then, because it's gonna be less messy this way. All right, so going under here, try not to get burned. See if this thing will work. It's an old oil filter wrench. Couldn't find my better one, so I gotta use this one. It's kind of too loose. Oh, I got it the wrong way. Flip it over. Gonna hit the exhaust. Oh, very easy to loosen, not over tightened. Here we go, oil filter coming down. Slipped out of my hand there, but nonetheless, we landed in the bucket. Make sure this is the right size for the drain plug. Oh, it looks like I need a 16 mil, not a 17 mil. Five-eighths kind of fits on there. It's a little bit tight, but it does fit. So we can just use a 5/8. 5/8 fits. See if we can get this loose. A little tight. Have our extension. This is how you make up your own extension for more leverage. You kind of go like that. Adds a wrench to a wrench. That gives you more torque. There we go. Loosen it up. All right, so I gotta get another pan here because that oil filter is gonna continue to leak and this oil is gonna shoot out of the drain pan. So let me grab another pan. Switcheroo there. Come above the radius arm, with the fingers. That's still tight. Loosen it up. Above the radius arm with the fingers. Actually, it starts tightening up as you get close to the end of the threads. Maybe that's a safety feature to prevent it from backing out fully. All right, so here we go. Hopefully I can catch all this, we'll see. Oh, no factor, no problem. So that's that. Oil's coming out, and coming out nice and fast. Is it warm? It's lukewarm. I didn't run it that long, but I didn't want to do this cold. Cold oil doesn't want to flow. But yeah. So from here, we can fill up our new oil filter and we can put it on the truck. All right, so new oil filter full of oil. I can give that a quick cleaning. This rag, which is gonna get me wet with oil, which because it's gonna get oil on me, I don't know if I even want to mess with it. I don't want to get all oily. So it's not critical to do that. I'm just gonna put the filter on. Got new oil in the filter and new, I made sure that the old gasket is not on the filter. Let's go in there. Get it in there. Tighten it up. Now I could have just put the drain plug back in, but I didn't. All right, so that's tight. And then how tight do you want this oil filter to be? Well, you do want to tighten this oil filter 3/4 of a turn. You don't want to overdo it, but you do want to tighten it with the wrench. It is recommended. Three-fourths of a turn, and that ensures that it doesn't come off. All right, that's that. Drain plug back in. Tighten it back up. All right, and tighten it down. All right. All right, and that's tight. And that's it for the bottom end. Well, not quite yet. There's one more thing. All right, lastly, we are going to spray our oil pan off with some brake clean. And this helps us find leaks. Another thing we are going to spray is our oil filter with brake clean, and up around here where the gasket is, we'll brake clean. And if you do this, prevents it from leaking, because a little bit of residual oil up there in that O-ring, there's a little lip, it may give you the appearance of a false leak. If there's old oil sitting up there, and once it gets hot, it starts dripping down your oil filter, and the last thing you want is oil dripping down your oil filter. So we spray that off, and then we top off our oil up top. All right, guys, up top we've got a clean funnel and oil going in. Let's go ahead and top this girl off. All right, here's the AMSOIL going in, and one thing I do like about this AMSOIL is it doesn't have those little metal caps over the oil, the seals. Now, when you're in a parts store, that's good to have, but AMSOIL comes to you direct from AMSOIL, so you don't need to worry that somebody did some trickery. Maybe they took the seal off and they returned it to the store with the AMSOIL. You don't need that, and it's a hassle to do. So that alone makes AMSOIL worth it. But if you're interested in AMSOIL, contact Tom Brown. And boom, look at it going in. Oh. So we're gonna top this off, and then we'll do a start. We'll check for leaks, see you guys once it's full of oil, and we're starting the truck. All right, inside the truck now, starting it up. All right, and we gotta check for leaks. Our hood is open. Let's go ahead and change that. Make sure radio's off. All right, and maintenance monitor. believe it's in settings. Vehicle, oil life reset. 6% left. 6% left. Let's go ahead and hold OK. Back to 100%. The engine is running good. Give it a rev. Everything looks good. Let's check for leaks. Looking at the oil filter here, I do not see any leaks. Drain pan also looks good. So we are good. Let's go ahead and turn off the engine, let it settle, and we'll check our oil level. All right, so checking the oil, we're gonna pull out our drain or our dipstick here, wipe it off, put it back. Hopefully I put the right amount. Don't know, but we'll find out. Looks pretty good, guys. It's hard to see because stuff's like clear, but check it one more time. It's easiest to check the oil in the morning before it's been running. That's why I did let it settle for about 5 minutes. Oil level looks good. Looking good, guys, looking good. Very clean oil. And honestly, the AMSOIL over the last year was still looking pretty clean. But that's it for the gas. Next, we are going to do the diesel. So now we are going to be changing the oil on the 6.7 liter powerstroke. And we are doing things a little bit different. We have these food grade 5-gallon buckets because I want to save the used oil from the truck. Now we've been running Hot Shot Secrets. This is the old oil that we have right here. It is Motorcraft 5W40, it's used. But we are now gonna use these food grade 5-gallon buckets to save our oil because I wanna compare this oil used, the Hot Shot Secrets oil used compared to the AMSOIL used oil. And that might be the only way to figure out which one is better. So I'm gonna be saving this oil. I wanna see if this oil has any life left in it. It does claim to be good for a lot longer than a normal interval, so I'm curious to how much life is left in it. And just in case, maybe I just don't throw it away right away if it's still good oil. But anyway, let's get up underneath the truck and drain the oil. All right, here we go. Got my food grade bucket here. Loosen up the pan. This is a little awkward because it's like right there. And it's not a whole bunch of room for my hand to turn the drain plug. The last thing I want to do is drop that in here. If I go like that. It's definitely gotten to be thicker. Got my strap. This oil filter part of the job is definitely more messy. Oh wow, this diesel stuff is definitely way more messy. I've got oil all over my face. Definitely a bit more messy. All right, so something interesting with this oil is I've just wiped my hands off with a paper towel, and the FR3 I noticed has a cleaning effect. I don't know if that's a normal amount of cleaning necessarily, but I know when I put the FR3 in the oil the last time, it did seem to clean my hands really easily. So anyway, let's go ahead and keep this train rolling, reinstall our drain plug, put our new filter up here, tighten everything up, and keep it moving. All right, guys, clean funnel up top and new oil going in. I like to have my dipstick pulled out and let air out the crankcase a little quicker so the oil can go down a little faster. All right, and that's it for the oil change on the 6.7 liter Power Stroke. Not really that much harder than the gas. A little bit, well, quite a bit more money, about double the cost. A little bit more messy, but about double the cost. But that is pretty much it. Let's go take this truck for a little drive. Gotta wait for the wife to move. She's about to go pick up the kids, so her little F-150's in the way. But let's go ahead and take the truck for a spin. All right, guys, so I've had the oil in the truck for a few weeks now, the AMSOIL 0W40, and so far, so good. The engine's running great, sounds good. Let's put the microphone by the motor. Engine sounds great. Let's jump inside the truck and talk about the performance of this oil so far. Now, it's been a few hundred miles, a few weeks, and it's interesting. One second, I'm trying to get my windscreen reinstalled. All right, so it's interesting. You know, I got the oil in here, a little sunroof action. Got the oil in the engine, and I will say this is going to be a tough comparison between the Hot Shot Secret oil and the AMSOIL full synthetic. Now, Hot Shot Secrets is a, you know, right on the marketing it says PAO full synthetic. AMSOIL says it's 100% synthetic. So which one's better as far as which one's more synthetic or whatever, if that even matters? I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, maybe the PAO from Hot Shots has more technology going into it. I don't know. But I will say this. On a startup, now it hasn't been cold outside just yet, but on a startup, I feel like I got a little more of that 6.7 Power Stroke ticking out of the 0W40 from AMSOIL. I feel like there's a little bit more of that, little bit of it's not loud, it's not a problem or anything, but it's there. Now that I've gotten the engine up to like 126 degrees, it's not all the way warm, but it's starting to get some heat on the motor now. The ticking starting to fade. It's not loud enough that I highly doubt you guys will even hear it on camera. But again, there it is there. Now this oil, 0 W40 versus Hot Shot Secret 5 W40. So I think the weight is a little bit heavier in the Hot Shot Secrets. Now, based on these numbers, the AMSOIL should perform better in the cold, but we'll see. You know, we'll see if that's going to be the case. It's hard to say. I really don't know. I really do not know if it's going to actually perform better in the cold or not, but we'll see what happens. But as far as performance goes and all that, they feel the same. I will say that by the end of the oil life with the Hot Shot Secrets, it seemed as if the oil was unfazed. Versus, you know, this is my second or third, I don't know, oil change. And when I changed the oil with the 5W40 Motorcraft full synthetic. I went from 10W30 factory to 5W40 Motorcraft full synthetic. Felt the smoothness of that full synthetic. It smoothed out the engine, and it made it more made it less rough. You know, it seemed to be less rough, smoother idle and all that stuff. But toward the end of the oil life, you started to get a little bit more of that 6.7 engine tick. You know, I guess we'll see what happens with this. We're doing some oil analysis with both oils, brand new, and my goal would be to have an apples to apples comparison once this oil's been through its full life to an oil sample. We're doing an oil sample of the Hot Shot Secrets after its full life, but doing an oil sample of this oil after it's totally used up and see how it compares to the Hot Shot Secret. Chances are they're both gonna be, you know, great and have life left in them, but we'll see. We will see. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. My name is Sean. This is DS Trucks. See you guys in the next one. Over and out.